Whip, distinguished Senator Ongunu, the chairman of this committee, the Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights, and Legal Matters, very distinguished senators and members of this committee. You will forgive me if I'm not able to mention you one by one. For instance, if I would omit Excellency, the former governor of Edo State, people will say, oh, is it because you are of the same height? I recognize you, sir, and I use you as a point of contact to reach the other distinguished members of the Committee on Terrorism and other matters. I'll be accused. They say distinguished senator along with my friend. Yes, it's also my client. I greet you, sir. Dr. Osinaso, you are a doctor, I know that for sure. Confirmed. Yes, confirmed. Yes. Thank you very much, sir. Very distinguished and brother Silk, Senator Kakashi. Like I said, there are many. A renowned senator has just come in, former recognizing distinguished Senator Yahya Abdullahi. I know that this is your turf. It is your occasion. My boss in the office, Lady Beatrice Jedi Agba, Solicitor General of the Federation and Permanent Secretary, ON MNI, Chairman, Body of Benchers, I think it's represented by Ashiwaju Adegboyega Omono, my President and the President of Presidents of Nigerian Bar Association, Chief Afam Sigwe, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, the Chairman, Law Reform Commission, Professor Dakas, C.J. Dakas, an erudite scholar, members from the stakeholders here present, and I use that world-renowned Professor Idonije, SAN, as a point of contact. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I want to say that I am greatly appreciative to the Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights, and Legal Matters for the opportunity to provide my views regarding the proposed amendment to the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. While the Ministry shares the National Assembly's resolve to eliminate the existential threat of terrorism, I wish to inform that the critical review of the proposed terrorism bill has raised certain concerns, particularly relating to the inclusion of death penalty as a prescribed sentence for convicted terrorists. Our position is informed by a rigorous assessment of the legal, strategic, and human rights considerations and discussion across or offshore in diaspora, which are outlined below for the committee's kind consideration. It is undoubted that the bill proposes to address the legislature's deep concern over the escalating security challenges facing our dear nation. However, I believe we must be cautious not to adopt a policy that, while emotionally satisfying, may prove counterproductive to our ultimate goal of a safer Nigeria. From a critical perspective, a tactical perspective, it is our view that the proposal to include the death penalty for convicted terrorists should be viewed because it inadvertently facilitates the martyrdom trap. It is critical to note that the fight against terrorism deals with an enemy often driven by radical ideologies, where a state-sanctioned execution is viewed not as a deterrent, but as a validation of their cause. We must avoid giving these groups the matters they need to fuel their recruitment drives and incite further retaliatory violence against the state and its citizens. Furthermore, we must consider the protocol bottleneck that inclusion of death penalty creates for international cooperation and mutual legal assistance. As the committee may be aware, many of our international partners in the global war on terror will not extradite high-profile suspects if they face the risk of capital punishment. By including this provision, we may inadvertently create a safe haven abroad for the very masterminds we seek to bring to justice, as foreign courts will block their repatriation to Nigeria on human rights grounds. Beyond these ideological concerns, it is critical to confront the harsh administrative reality that has historically undermined capital punishment in Nigeria. As you are aware, there is a long-standing and pervasive reluctance, except during the military era, among the state governors to sign execution warrants, often due to moral, religious, or political considerations. This hesitation has created a de facto moratorium that leaves condemned terrorists sitting indefinitely in our correctional facilities. The state of legal limbo not only serves as a conscious psychological drain on our justice system, but directly contributes to the chronic overcrowding of our prisons. By keeping these high-risk individuals in the general prison population for decades, we inadvertently create radicalization hubs where convicted terrorists can influence other inmates, posing an ever greater long-term security risk to the Federation. In addition, the risk of judicial error remains a reality in any legal system. The finality of death penalty leaves no room for the rectification of errors should fresh evidence come to light. To maintain the moral authority of the Nigerian state, we must ensure that our punishments are both firm and reversible in the face of new facts. While appreciating the critical work of the committee, it is my considered view that the proposal for death penalty in the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act Amended Bill SB 969 be dispensed with. Our focus should remain on the certainty of punishment rather than its ultimate severity, and the bill may consider alternative sentencing such as life imprisonment without the possibility of parole for persons convicted of such offences. Mr. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Federal Ministry of Justice advocates for a robust legal framework that prioritizes the certainty of apprehension and the speed of conviction over the ultimate severity of the sentence. We recommend that the bill should focus on enhancing investigative powers and strengthening witness protection protocols to ensure that terrorists never return to the society. I thank you for giving me the platform, and I wish you very useful deliberation. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you. Thank you,
session for a presentation. We're going to call on those who may have presentations regarding terrorism